Want to turn your ugly duckling into a beautiful swan? Welcome to Lifestyle Stalkers. In this video you will learn more about raising swans. They are majestic creatures that make great pets. Swans look beautiful in any pond or lake. They are used oftentimes for decorative purposes on farms, gardens, zoos and many more, but they can also be used as a pet or a source of income. Before we start, make sure you subscribe to our channel, and click on the bell so you won't miss any of our lifestyle videos. In getting started, you can buy swan from a variety of breeders available in your place. It is advisable to buy in pairs, so you can start to breed on your own at the right time of breeding. Swans have various species and there are many choices in buying one. Each species is unique to a specific place or climate, so you must determine first the species appropriate for the area you live in. Be guided of the following types of swan to purchase swan wisely. 1. Mute swan. These swans are Eurasian species that are living in lower latitudes than any other swan species. It is common across European countries, China, and lower parts of Russia. 2. Black swan. The black swan are species that are common in Australia and New Zealand. 3. Whooper swan. These swans are living in high latitudes like in subarctic part of Europe and Asia, particularly in Iceland. During winter, the whooper swans migrate in temperate areas. 4. Blacknecked swan. These species are native in South America. 5. Trumpeter swan. These swans are considered as the biggest among the swans in North America. 6. Tundra swan. Finally, the tundra swan. A native in North America just like the trumpeter type. If you want to purchase one, your search must begin within your area. Look for breeders, as they already know what species is appropriate within your place. If you cannot find one, then it is recommendable to purchase through online. Breeders have now extended their service in the online market. These breeders usually sell cygnets along with other kinds of birds as well as their needed items like food and pre-made shelters. Before you buy swan, make sure to study the details about them, especially the facts about how they live, their source of food and their health maintenance. This is necessary so you can take care of your swans effectively and you can breed them up in the future. Upon buying, choose for certain swan species that is advisable for the place you are living in. Climate is important to consider as well as the appearance of the swan that you want to have. Above all, make sure to buy swan from a trustworthy breeder so you can be assured with a quality breed. How to raise swans. Raising swans is not as difficult as you may think. You only need to have a male and a female, a fresh body of water and feed, and you can get started in this venture. There is a bit more to it, but the basics are that you provide water and food for the creatures and allow them to frolic as nature intended. You should not attempt to contain the swans in close quarters or keep them as a domestic pet. Swans are not meant to be domesticated as dogs or cats, but are free birds. They will grace your property with their beauty if you provide for their needs. One of the first things that you need to know about raising swans is that they are social creatures. They mate for life and will continue to produce baby swans, called cygnets. The mother swan will lay the eggs, nest, and both parents will care for the swans when they hatch. You do not have to interfere in the raising of the swan family as the parents will have this under control. What you can do, when raising swans, is to make sure they have plenty of shelter, a warm nesting place and fresh water for swimming and drinking. Another aspect about raising swans is that you should protect them from predators. If you have a fence around the area where the swans are kept, you can keep out animals that will prey on the swans. This includes coyotes, foxes, and even feral cats. By keeping a fence up, you can keep the predators out and make sure that they do not bother your swans. It is very crucial, when raising swans, that you look out for their safety. Making sure that they have plenty of food every day is one of the best ways of raising swans successfully. Raising swans is like raising any other type of creature and they need to be fed. Food, water and shelter are the natural elements that are needed when raising swans. After the cygnets have grown and are old enough to fly the nest, you can actually sell them if you decide to become a swan breeder. The swans that you breed will depend on the area of the world where you live and where the creatures are native. In North America, the most found swan is the trumpeter swan. In Australia, the black swan is found, as well as other breeds. There are many breeds of swans throughout the world and are part of the geese and duck family. Raising swans should entail you opening up a swan sanctuary for the creatures where you can also raise other birds at the same time. Swans will tolerate other creatures such as ducks and geese, that can also be raised under the same conditions needed for raising swans. Are you ready to raise some beautiful swans? Check out our recent clip as well here in Lifestyle Stalkers. Be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.